The following is a message from the president of the Action Group of Broadcasters who will do anything to appease annoying, whining, self-righteous, puritanical lobby groups.
As television has grown, so has the public's need to introduce a rating system to junk it up. Now, America was the first to introduce a voluntary system, and now it's Canada's turn to follow that meaningless gesture. By now, you've all seen the new symbols on your screen and said to yourself, what the hell is that? Oh, that's one of them now, yes. You'll notice the center of the symbol is empty, meaning one of two things. The program has no content, or it's an episode of Geraldo. All television shows will employ this new rating, except for variety, sports, news, music, talk, documentaries, and other informational programming, which leaves reruns of Mr. Dress-Up and Gilligan's Island. Now, let's look at the specifics. This symbol means no offensive language, no sex, no nudity, no point in watching. If a show has this symbol, it means at some point during the broadcast, the number 8 will appear. Now, down here we have the G rating, means this show is for general viewing, either that or it's garbage. On the other hand, a PG rating means you might catch a brief glimpse of nudity if you're lucky. In other words, PG means possible genitalia. Now, there's nothing more natural than the human body, unencumbered, naked, and unrestrained in all its perfect beauty. Sensuous curves stirring the passion deep within us all. Hot and sweating and not enough. But there are other ratings also. This symbol means the content is not suitable for viewers under the age of 14. It contains violence and frequent use of profanity. Now, that is not the kind of thing our children should be exposed to on TV. They have the schoolyard and the shopping malls for that. Now, this means anyone under the age of 100 is not advised to view the following program, as it contains scenes of incontinence, flatulence, and very unusual use of a cork. There is also this warning, meaning a politician is about to make a speech. But without doubt, the most useful symbol for viewers is this one. Warning, this program contains David Hasselhoff. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, if you excuse me, I'm off to rent a video.
There's another bouquet, dearie.
Oh, honestly, Mother, there better be at least this many flowers when I cork off.
I say, Mother, bad news. It seems like we're losing support for the monarchy. The public think that we're completely out of it.
What? Do you believe that, Mother?
They have a new hit.
The public perception is we haven't shown enough grief.
Not enough? Didn't I have the corgis fitted with black collars for one entire weekend? My televised speech to the world was a masterful performance. It looked a vision of grief.
More like a medicated rabbit caught in the headlights and stuffed into a black frock.
Well, perhaps this public outpouring of emotion will subside. Yes? Maybe not.
Well, one thing is certain, the florists are making a fortune. Oh, Him. Note to me, buy shares in FTD. Oh, and have paparazzi follow Fergie.
Mother, I had the silliest rumor. Public dissatisfaction is so great, they say William should be the next king, not me. Isn't that absurd? Yes, well, we must do something to win public support.
Perhaps, Charles, you could start by having that pickle surgically removed from your...
Mother! Well, I suppose we could set up a hot lunch program for destitute royalty. We'll call it Banquets on Wheels.
Yes, capital idea.
Oh, and we could loan our servants out to polish the silverware of the homeless.
Yes, exactly.
Let's donate Philip for scientific research.
Perfect. That will give us a more common touch. I'll get right on it. Oh, one other thing.
Yes?
Seeing as how we're becoming a new-look monarchy.
Yes.
More in touch with the common person.
Yes.
Camilla and I...
Forget it.
Right.
To explain a few things, eh? We are dedicated to serving the public. Every piece of mail is important to us and gets the attention it deserves. Like this letter here, eh? It's addressed to a home in Halifax. We take pride in our jobs. We work very hard and we work long hours. And you know, we're experts at what we do, eh? We fully understand the hardship a strike causes. Without postal service, no one in the country will know if they already may be a big winner. What is our strike position? Well, it's this. Which is pretty much our working position, too. We in the Postal Union feel justified in asking for an 8.6% increase because this increase would be spread out over 18 months. Management has offered us a meager 3% increase over 3 years. That's almost 1% a year. Right now, I only get $100 a day here, plus what they pay me. That may seem like a lot of money for a job that requires no skills and no education, but it's only 5 times more than McDonald's pays. Okay, and each time mail was handed to you, would you want your letter carrier to say, "You want fries with that?" Our demands are not excessive. The Postal Union wants a fair settlement. Nothing more, nothing less. So, I hope we've cleared up any misconceptions, eh? They don't pay me enough for this job.
Should have switched to solar heating. Like, why do you look like that, Floyd? What would be the cost?
$15,000 for the solar panels and $197,000 to tow the house to Mexico. Can't even turn on the radio and try and get all steamed up over Howard Stern.
I've got a cordless hairdryer.
Oh, good. Stick it down my pants.
I don't think even that would do any good. Oh, I talked to Mother.
Yeah?
She says bad weather is God's way of punishing carnal sin.
Well, if that's the case, Montreal has got to be the fornication capital of the universe.
It also hit Kingston.
Kingston? There goes that theory.
Listen, they've sent in the army.
Must be the Princess Patricia's.
Hello? No, no thanks. Yes, I know it's big and fat. I know it burns well and gives off lots of heat. No, we just don't want the Globe and Mail right now.
Oh, it's that damn pit bull next door again.
Let's try the power of prayer.
Okay. Oh, hi, Herb. How's it downtown? Keeping warm? What do you mean you got no choice? Body heat? You with 14 others for 3 days now? Oh. I hope the elevator starts up again soon.
It's a survival kit. Articles donated by people all across Canada. Genuine Newfoundland short johns?
Short johns? Your chest and your knees will be colder than a crystal, but in between you'll be hotter than a pistol.
Cappuccino nutmeg grater.
Oh, that's part of any Vancouver survival kit.
From all the folks in Whitehorse, use this and you will stay warm. Oh. We could give it a try, Floyd.
Don't be ridiculous, Rosie.
Oh, you're not in the mood?
No way will a single tea bag keep both of us warm.
Coming soon, a new, hard-hitting TV police drama that captures all the excitement and all the sensibilities of today's reality.
Let me go!
Hold it right there, you lawbreaker who is culturally disadvantaged.
Stand back, you law enforcement officer and caregiver.
You touch one color challenge follicle on this innocent gender non-specific bystander of senior persuasion, and I will blow your thinking impaired cranium off.
Let me go, you person who is amorously attracted to his mother!
From the producers of NYPD Blue, it's PCPD Blue. Politically Correct Police Department.
Speaker recognizes the Reform Party member with the voice that sounds like two porcupines mating on a chalkboard.
Mr. Speaker, the name is Manning, as in Preston Manning, leader of the Reform Party. Now, Mr. Speaker, I want to speak out about a dire matter of vital national concern. The right of members of Parliament to wave little flags like idiots. Despite your recent ruling, flag waving is a matter of freedom of expression. It reaffirms our deep pride and undying respect in this great country. Plus, it gets the Bloc Québécois knickers, nonzo, and twist. However, Mr. Speaker, since you have ruled against our patriotic display, at the suggestion of fellow party member Deborah Gray, we will respect the sanctity of Parliament and put our flags away. Gee, where is Deborah Gray anyway?
Let's see the other parties find a ruling on this.
Looking good, Deb.
I'm also wearing a Canadian flag thong. You want to see it?
Oh, no, I'll take your word for it.
Mr. Speaker, there is a precedent for flags in Parliament. When the Prime Minister is absent, he's allowed to leave a flag on his desk.
What the heck with the flag? He should leave a sign. This space for rent. Mr. Speaker, the Bloc Québécois said there's no place in Parliament for Canadian flags. Well, if anybody knows about not having a place in Parliament, it's the Bloc Québécois.
Speaker still rules the flags must be removed.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. If you want the flags removed, we'll do it. Even if it means Deborah taking off her dress right now.
Speaker rules the flags can stay.
See it our way. Another victory for reform.
Okay, for sure, I am bored now, so it is fine to send in the U.S. Secretary of State meddling uptight. Security, get up here. A troll has broke into my office.
Prime Minister Kretkin, I'm Madeleine Albright.
Never mind. Madeline's!
Touch me and I'll break your arm.
So, welcome to Ottawa, Ms. Nightlight. I notice you have spent so much time out of Washington.
Well, that's because if I hang around the White House, sooner or later President Clinton is going to take a shot at me.
I knew Clinton was horny. I did not know he was desperate.
Last year, I visited over 50 individual nations.
Jeepers creeps, you have been out of the country almost as much as me.
International travel is not difficult for me because I'm fluent in 5 different languages.
Hey, I am fluid too. I am just not sure in what 5 language.
Thanks to my personal intervention, war with Iraq was averted.
What did you do that?
We negotiated calmly, listened to Iraq's concerns, and threatened to bomb the hell out of them. That's what I call diplomacy the American way.
So, Miss Realtide, what bring you to Ottawa here?
It's time Canada and the United States dealt with bilateral issues.
Well, you know, I have always feel what consenting peoples does in the privacy of their own bedroom should not involve the government. Although that Pamela and Tommy Lee video is pretty hot.
Bilateral, not bisexual. Our countries have to resolve issues like the British Columbia salmon dispute, Cuba, and free trade.
Okay, Madame Flashlight. You know, to be popular, you got to take the salmon and smoke them like a cigar because Cuba is a country that need trade to be free because I really like Cuban zirconia and the U.S. should drop the trade barriers because Fidel Castration is a good guy.
Prime Minister, I cannot agree with you.
Why not?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither does I, but it fooled the Canadian voters 2 times. Well, Mrs. Albrand, we have had a good meetings, and I have a tea off time in half an hour.
But we've agreed on nothing. No decisions have been made. We've completely wasted our time.
Exactly, and that's what I call diplomacy the Canadian way.
Are on, but I'm not home. My mind is not my own. My heart sweats, my body shakes. Another kiss is what it takes. I like to think that I'm immune to the stuff. Oh yeah. Closer to the truth to say I can't get enough. I'm gonna have to face it. I'm addicted to love. I see the signs, but I can't read. I'm running at a different speed. My heart beats in double time. Another kiss, and you'll be mine. I like to think that I'm immune to the stuff. Oh yeah. Closer to the truth to say I can't get enough. I know I'm gonna have to face it. I'm addicted to love. Mighty as well face it, I'm addicted to love. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. I'm addicted to love. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. And it's not banned.
Anyway, I was in our neighborhood, you know? Our neighborhood. And I needed a cappuccino so bad I could taste it. So I popped into our cafe, Buddies R Us. It's a nice place. Some Mapplethorpe prints on the wall. Very tastefully mounted. But it was just packed. So I said to Kevin, who runs the place, do you have a spare seat? Well, that's the kind of thing you just don't say to Kevin. He used to do stand-up until his legs gave out. Finally, he said, ask the guy over there if he'd mind sharing his table. So I looked across, middle-aged, very square-looking, not an earring or a safety pin in sight. So I sat at his table, and we got chatting, you know, the usual political stuff. Does Jean Charest get his hair permed? Is Clinton overcompensating to hide his true inclinations? So finally I asked him, I said, what line of work are you in? He said, I'm a judge. Well, I thought, this place is really going down market. And he said, I've been ordered to undergo sensitivity training. I said something that was derogatory about the kind of people who come here. I was appalled. I said, you said something derogatory about dog owners? Then he explained, he told me what he'd said. He'd used the F word that rhymes with maggot. In this day and age. Well, I thought I'd handle this with sensitivity, with a little bit of class. I said, you must have been pissed at the time. I used the opportunity to ask if there was any hanky-panky among the judiciary. He said there was one called the hanging judge. But it had nothing to do with his sentences. Well, I said, you won't be making any spit-for-brains comments like that again, will you? He said, I certainly won't. I'll confine my comments to groups that haven't been politicized, like the NDP. As part of his sensitivity training, he had to watch 8 hours of Bette Midler movies while singing YMCA. And as he left, I told the guys, I said, that's the judge that used the word that begins with F and rhymes with maggot. And they all rushed to the window to look at him. He turned and they all waved. He waved back. And then the guys, well, I've never seen 47 middle fingers come up so fast in all my life.
Bonjour, from Paris. Here I am in France, where many people actually care who I am. When I got here, they gave me a full diplomatic welcome. I was totally ignored, overcharged for my hotel room, and the president refused to return my phone calls. So, all in all, it's been a pretty successful trip. But I want to discuss other matters involving me and our great nation, Bouchard land. First, let us look at that September meeting of those 9 premiers, or as I like to call them, morons are us. They said they will not accept the words distinct society to describe Quebec. But after 5 days of intensive meetings and heated debates, they did agree that Quebec could be recognized as unique. 5 days, 9 men to come up with one word. It would have taken longer, but they ran out of beer. Well, I have come up with one word to describe the premiers. Looks pretty unique to me, huh? Next, this so-called biography about me. The author questions my mental health. He quotes a psychiatrist who says I am vain, self-obsessed, and thin-skinned. Shows how much he knows. He did not even mention indecisive, tyrannical, and bad table manners. I assure everyone I am completely sane. Arrowroot! Bring me arrowroot!
Oui, serviteur, voilà vos cookies.
Now, get out of here. You want a little step of this? Where was I? Oh, yes. Despite the other premiers' interference, the negative books about me, I will continue to work for Quebec self-rule, just like Scotland did. What the hell, if a bunch of cheapskate, agus-eating, slobber-spitting caber tossers can do it, so can we. We in Quebec can learn from the Scots, eh? Just as the Scots rallied round their great leader, Braveheart, so can Quebecers follow an even greater leader, Braveleg. So, if I can recap. French trip, success. Premiers, buttheads. Book, trash. Scotland, good. And remember, I am not crazy. Arrowroot! Oot, man, there must be more! Arrowroot! I love arrowroot! Arrowroot!
This is Speed Vision, the cable channel about things that go really fast.
Hello and welcome to Speed Vision Week in Review.
And what a week it's been!
You bet your gearbox, clutch pedals, stick shift it was.
There was a big race in the Formula One European Series.
It was an exciting race.
Best ever.
Let's look at the footage.
They went fast.
They went real fast.
They went real fast.
Fast.
Okay, elsewhere, STP is sponsoring an exciting new driver.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
In other news, the Speedway Grand Prix motorcycle competition was run.
Let's look at the highlights.
They went fast.
Real fast.
They're fast, real fast, incredibly fast, but not as fast as Jacques Villeneuve. He's fast.
He's real fast.
Okay, next story. The California International Hydroplane Open was held this week.
They go fast.
Bat out of hell.
Here's the tape.
It's a dumb sport.
It's a stupid sport.
But they go fast.
They go real fast.
They sure do.
Faster than fast. They go the fastest, but not as fast as
Michael Andretti.
He's fast.
He's real fast.
Bat out of hell fast.
Baroom. Okay, let's look at something else that went fast this week.
It's not a sport.
It's a bunch of stupid reindeer.
But they went fast.
They went real fast.
And we like fast.
If it runs on gas or it's fast with occasional smash, we'll never take a pass.
And that's all for Speed Vision Week in Review.
For me.
And me.
Good night.
From the nation's capital, the 1998 final to decide who wins this year's title of Brain of Canada. And now, here's your host, Benson Struthers.
Yes, it's time to find out who is the most intelligent person from sea unto sea. After an entire year of broadcasts, it's come down to 2 champions, and they are Phyllis Krakowitz of Fort Assiniboine, Alberta. Phyllis is an oil geologist specializing in electromagnetic anomaly interpretation. Our second finalist is Dr. Herman Klosters of St. Andrews, Prince Edward Island. Dr. Klosters is a surgeon specializing in mapping out the function centers of the human brain. And our third finalist has been drawn at random from this year's entries.
Hey, Mike from Canmore.
Yes, Mike hails from Canmore, Alberta, and specializes in repairing transmissions on 67 Chevy pickups. All right, panel, you know the rules. Nobody answers until I ask you. A correct answer is worth 100 points. All right, let's get to the first question. What was the occupation of the Albanian woman who performed medical miracles? Phyllis.
A doctor.
No. Herman?
A faith healer.
I'm sorry, no. Any ideas, Mike?
None.
Correct. Mother Teresa was a nun. 100 points to Mike. Next question. What was the nickname of the Canadian politician and baseball fan whom many think helped avert a world war? Herman? Phyllis? What about you?
Mike?
Exactly. Lester B. Mike Pearson, the Prime Minister of Canada and Nobel Peace Prize winner. Do you know anything about Lester B. Pearson, Mike?
He was the only prime minister named after an airport.
Next question. What is the name of the medieval Japanese plays that were performed for the warrior class by actors wearing masks? Phyllis?
Kabuki.
Close, but incorrect. Do you have the answer, Mike?
No.
Correct. The No plays, which are still performed in Japan today. This is amazing. Next question. What do doctors call the spot in the body that arouses sexual passion?
G.
Correct, the G-spot. So far, Mike is ahead with an amazing 500 points. The rest, 0. All right, I'm going to throw this question out to all three of you. What did the French writer Émile Zola obtain for an army officer wrongly convicted of treason?
Pardon?
Correct. A pardon for the wrongly convicted Captain Dreyfus was prompted by Zola's famous article, J'accuse. And now, our final question for the title, Brain of Canada, 1998. A famous 1926 literary work that epitomized the enemy of post-industrialized society was called The Something of Loneliness. The what of loneliness, Phyllis?
The heartbreak of loneliness.
No, that's psoriasis. Herman?
The end of loneliness.
No. Mike?
Well...
Exactly, the well of loneliness. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, with an unprecedented perfect score. This year's Brain of Canada is Mike. So that's it for another year. Congratulations to Mike from Canmore, this year's Brain of Canada. Send in Constable Fraser.
You wanted to see me, sir.
Yes, I did. What's the matter with Diefenbaker?
Oh, well, this is Diefenbaker's replacement. Norm.
Now, Constable, something's been bothering me for 3 years, and I have to ask you, what the hell is a Mountie doing here in Chicago?
Well, sir, my job is to be a liaison with state and federal authorities in areas of mutual concern while appearing incredibly attractive to women.
And perhaps you can explain this.
That is a file folder, sir.
Are you trying to be smart?
No, sir. I'm simply trying to be a metaphor for the Canadian persona by creating an emotional conflict between myself and my American associates. Stay.
You have been gone for the past 2 months. What were you doing?
You know, you're awfully cute when you're angry. Sir, I had to return to Canada to personally rescue the secret love of my life.
Meg Thatcher from the Canadian Consulate.
No, sir. Rita McNeil.
The singer? What happened?
She had been kidnapped by Canada's most notorious gang, the Rankin family.
That explains this frightening CD.
Yes, sir. They took her to a remote location on Cape Breton.
Where exactly?
Well, it doesn't matter. Everywhere in Cape Breton is remote.
Were you called in because of your expertise in tracking?
Oh, no, sir. Because I was all the RCMP could afford. They blew most of their budget on the Mulroney Airbus lawsuit.
Stay.
Sir, I was on the trail for weeks, roughing it in the wilds, not caring about my personal being while running dangerously low on hair gel. Finally, I found the hideout. I quickly surrounded the house, and I overpowered the villains. And I will never forget the moment that I walked in to free my beloved Rita. She'd been locked in a room with nothing to eat but bread and water and pizza. I wasn't sure it was her until I heard her crying out to me.
I've been calling you.
So I've come to you. And now that I've seen you, I know, because my heart is aglow, that my love is true.
You're my royal hero, tried and true.
I've come from due south to the rescue. But now that we're together and our love, it seems so clear. Let's hold each other closely, our hearts to share, my dear. You will be with me, and I will be with you.
From Baghdad, it's Iraqi. Yes, Iraqi Wheel of Fortune with your host, that wacky Iraqi Saddam Hussein.
Hello, and welcome to Iraqi Wheel of Fortune, where our contestants can win big prizes like a lifetime supply of chemicals from the lovely Baghdad Banned Weapons of Mass Destruction Presidential Catalog. Or the grand prize, a fully loaded camel with air. And now Wait a minute. No inspections by American UN officials. Leave the studio right away. Goodbye. Shoot you. Bang, bang. And have a nice day. All right, let us get to our first contestant. It is Ishmael from Basra.
Greetings, Saddam. Greetings. My hobbies are bombing embassies of the foreign infidels, overthrowing evil oppressors, and ping pong.
Okay, enough banter. Spin the wheel. And the wheel stops at death. Bye-bye. All right. It is time now to meet our next contestant.
My name is Omar Al-Fazir.
All right, Big O, spin the wheel. And you have won death. Bye-bye. Very well, come along now. Our next contestant, and that is Shireen.
I have changed my mind. I do not want to play.
Come along. Spin the wheel. Hurry, spin, or else.
Okay, your insaneliness.
Spin the wheel.
Big money.
And it has stopped at not death. Very well, Shireen. Pick a letter. Hurry, pick a letter.
I will take a K.
There is one K. Now, Shireen, can you solve the puzzle and guess the phrase?
Just off the top of my head, is it, may the foreign UN dogs led by the American imperialists meet a nearsighted camel with a bad skin condition who jumps Bill Clinton, the son of 1,000 porcupines?
That is absolutely correct, Sherry. Absolutely.
What do I win?
You win death. And it looks like we are out of contestants. So stay tuned for Baghdad's other favorite favorite television show, Iraqi Jeopardy. And remember, in Iraq, when you are on Jeopardy, you are in jeopardy. This has been a Merv Griffin production. Bye-bye.
Hi. Are you looking for the ideal Christmas gift? Give the exciting new board game from Parker Sisters. Feminist Monopoly. It's fun and it's so simple to play, even men can understand it. You merely roll the dice, you move your nutcracker around the board. Land on free divorce and take him for every penny. Men are such pigs. Or maybe you'll take a chance. Stop shaving legs, save on razors, collect $50. If you land on utilities, you get to cut off his waterworks. If you already haven't. Or maybe you'll land on community chest. Pamela Anderson's breast enhancement sags. Win $100 bet. Get this, if you land on Boardwalk, it means the settlement goes through. You get to keep Boardwalk, and he gets the basement of the house you own on Baltic Avenue. Now that's family fun. Get Feminist Monopoly today, because men are such pigs.
CTV News 1. The same news every 15 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Jones, and I'm sucking on a cough drop. Our top story, federal conservative leader Jean Charest has agreed to appear exclusively on CTV News 1 to announce a major decision regarding his political career. We'll have more, but first, this music. Jean Charest has finally made up his mind about his future. We've reached Mr. Charest at his Sherbrooke office.
Hello, Leslie.
Mr. Charest, tell us about your decision.
Well, Leslie, there's an interesting story involved. What?
Hold that thought. It's time for more revolving logo. Go ahead, Mr. Charest.
Well, as I was saying, I consulted with my family, my friends, and party members, and we all agreed...
Let me interrupt you there. We have to rotate my desk for no apparent reason. You were saying, Mr. Charest.
Well, you know, to make a long story short, I plan to resign from the federal Conservatives, and I will run for the leadership of the Quebec Liberal Party.
That's quite a bold move. What if you lose the next provincial election?
Well, then I'm screwed. But Leslie, I am confident I can... win. What is going on?
Mr. Charest, how do you like some people calling you the savior of Canada?
Well, I am hardly that. You know, it was just a coincidence yesterday when I used 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes to feed the multitudes in Chicoutimi. There is much work in the days ahead.
This is CTV News 1, and I'm Leslie Jones.
You see, what I am trying to say is...
Mr. Charest, can you work with the Liberal Party to win the next provincial election?
Well, I am confident we can work together. I've already had campaign signs made up. Hooray for Charest. And don't vote for Bouchard, he's the Antichrist. And you know, Leslie, the current polls are Leslie, what are you doing?
Rotating. This is CTV News 1. Everything rotates. Please continue.
Well, I just can't concentrate while you are rotating.
Well, this is the way news is done now. If you were elected Premier of Quebec, will you hold a referendum?
Well, let me tell you what I have never told anyone yet. What I plan to do is begin...
CTV News 1, where what goes around comes around. Around and around and around.
And now a statement from Mr. Gakko Miyamoto, an official of the Bank of Japan, on this week's collapse of the major financial institution Yamaichi Securities, which went bankrupt owing $33 billion. Simultaneous translation will be provided.
Yamaichi shokan ga hokkai shita.
The collapse of Yamaichi Securities is just a minor setback in the Japanese economic miracle, and no one should take drastic action. Our future is rosy, and everyone should be happy, happy, happy. Japan's economy is thriving. We have 1 million cars ready for sale, and we will sell them overseas to Indonesia, Thailand, Korea, and our other bankrupt neighbors. Oh, shoot. So have faith in Japan. Invest in our industries. Together we have a wonderful future. Oh, oh. For instance, friends, Mitsubishi Industries is a good buy right now at 14 and 7 days. And put a hold on Yamaha. Anyone who makes snowmobiles and pianos cannot be all bad. And finally, I say... Gurgle, gurgle.
From the profound to the profane, here with her commentary is Sister Bonaventure, the cursing nun.
Greetings, fellow parishioners. Can someone please tell me what the has happened to radio in Canada? This morning I tuned in my favorite inspirational music station and heard Howard Stern. Who's the gonad that decided this long-haired freak of nature should be in broadcasting in Canada? It's time the CRTC gets their head out of their own. The last thing this country needs is another face spewing bull over our airwaves. We already have enough of those holes in Ottawa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down there, sis. Whew. Man, you look hot in black. How about you and me go break some of the commandments together?
My son, I will pray for you.
Could you do it wearing only saran wrap?
Please forgive this misguided soul. Thank you, and bless you, my children.
Are you fed up with regular fire logs because they cost too much and they smell funny? Do you find that they just don't burn long enough? Then you need the longer burning kiln-dried cats. Yes, kiln-dried cats come in a durable mesh bag, easy to carry and easy to store. Keep them right next to the fireplace. And they're ready to use whenever it gets chilly. They light first time, every time, thanks to a built-in wick that doubles as a tail. And if you don't feel like a full fire, says romantic evening, doesn't it? If you're in the mood for an outdoor bonfire this summer, try our popular kiln-dried animal rights activists. Each bag contains 100% kiln-dried animal rights activists who protested against our kiln-dried cats product. So get kiln-dried cats today. We wouldn't make these silly products if you didn't buy them.
Olympic Recap with your host, Brian Williams.
All right, let's look at a few Olympic skiing highlights. This is, of course, the men's downhill event, which was almost as exciting as the freestyle skiing aerials, a sport invented by a Canadian who chugged a six-pack and then had to get to the outhouse in the worst way. Canada had great success this year in speed skating, thanks mostly to this. The clap skate. And folks, if I can get technical here, you see, the heel of this skate comes apart, and as a result, it allows the skater to, well, you see, it means that, well, the heel comes apart. All right, the most controversial medal had to be the gold, won by snowboard enthusiast Ross Rebougalou. Ross Rebigly Blotto. Ross Rebouger. Well, the guy from Whistler, BC. Joining me now from Whistler is a spokesman for Canada's snowboarding team. How are you doing? Brian Williams here.
Brian isn't here, man.
No, I'm Brian Williams in Nagano, Japan.
Sorry, man. Brian's not here.
I'm here.
Brian?
Yes.
Hey, some dude was here a minute ago looking for you.
Does anyone on the snowboarding team condone drugs?
No way, man. We do not condone them under any circumstance. We just use them.
All right. Here's another memorable moment from the Nagano Games. The U.S. men's hockey team checks out of their hotel. Now, folks, I am here to tell you their behavior was inexcusable. Inexcusable, there's no excuse, and that brings us to the conduct of the ice dance judges. Folks, I gotta tell you, it is outrageous how these judges conspired to keep Canadian dancers Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz out of the medals. Ice dance judging is a joke, and I just wish something could be done.
Actually, something can be done.
Colonel Stacy.
Please, call me Teresa. Canadians have always been known as good sports, but no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chicken cannon Olympic target.
Our target this week, none other than the incompetent, bumbling, sleazy ice dance officials, a.k.a. Slimeballs Are Us. And when ready, Dorothy, fire. The chicken cannon. Someday, all ice dancing will be judged this way.
Okay, what color is the grass?
Green!
Good! What color is my sweater?
Blue!
What color are my teeth?
Yellow. Rusty. Pukey. Charcoal. Gross. Mildew. Sewer water. Back crab. Gingivitis. Pyorrhea.
Now what color are my teeth?
White.
Colgate toothpaste, the choice of 9 out of 10 teachers with smart-ass students. The National Magazine, with a short person wearing glasses.
Hello. I'm Hannah Gartner, and my hands are on uppers. This week, federal inspectors from across the country confiscated several imported British food products. Over concerns of mad cow disease, certain items were removed from store shelves. Joining me is the president of the British Manufacturers of Food-like Products Association, Mr. J. Andrew Weedle.
Hello, Hannah.
Mr. Weedle, how do you respond to the removal of British food from Canadian shelves?
It's mad. Silly. There's no real threat. When you look at the facts, you will see the actual number of people stricken with mad cow disease is very small, less than 1,000 or two.
Well, tell us about some of these banned products.
Of course. One of our most popular exports is royal ham spread and pig parts. It's very delicious, very nutritious, and as safe as our mouth-watering anthrax helper. It's a perfectly normal dish in British households. What shocked us was the ban on our tasty Pride of London steak and rabies pie.
Were you surprised that Canadian inspectors didn't touch British-made Spam?
No, not really, no. There's no real test to prove that Spam is actually a food product.
How is the British food industry going to deal with this action?
We will continue to stand by our products. Each item meets the highest quality standards in the industry. How can anyone question such fine British products as McCain's Curly Haggis? Or England's perennial favourite, Mad Cow brand baking soda. And what normal appetite could resist the thought of House of Windsor roadkill shake and bake? I mean, these products are totally safe to eat. Or some might have a problem with our Lord Nelson exploding shepherd's pie.
Stop, please.
And what is wrong with our biggest selling seafood export, pubic herring?
This has been the National Magazine. Hannah Gartner will be off until further notice.
Shalom. As leader of Israel, I'm kept very busy with affairs of state, like ribbon-cutting ceremonies at the kibbutz's mall and ordering hit squads. So it's important to start my day off with a nourishing breakfast. That's why my cereal is Kosher Krispies. Each bowl contains the daily minimum requirement of niacin, riboflavin, and blintzes. Just add milk to Kosher Krispies and listen to them go snap, crackle, oi. It's like nothing you've ever tasted before. Yes? Throw them in jail and burn their homes. Wrong number. So try Kosher Krispies. They're recommended by 9 out of 10 Mossad agents. And they're perfect for making Kosher Krispie squares. And it's not oatmeal. One bowl of Kosher Krispies in the morning and you'll have enough energy to blow up a variety of Palestinian fundamentalist leaders. And don't forget our bonus offer. Free and specially marked packages, a Canadian passport. So start your day with Kosher Krispies.
Kosher Krispies, snap, crackle, oi!
Your Life Network presents Canada's premier program for you fishermen and hunters out there. It's Out and About with Floyd Fleming.
And how are you today? Oh, we got a big story for you anglers out there. Dermot O'Connor at the Lunenburg Swordfish Fighting Club. Them says fight swordfish like bullfighters fight bulls. You might call them aficionados. Well, Dermot had an incredible experience this week. I'll let him tell you about it himself, so let's go out and about to Dermot at Lunenburg. Well, he really went for the bait, didn't he? So how did it happen?
Wow, I held up my cape, brought him down my left side. He turned, I brought him down my right side. He turned, I brought him down my left side. I turned and...
Brought him down your right side.
No, he came back from my left side. So much for the rhythm method.
Now, Dermot, I heard they lowered a chain and hauled you both onto the wharf.
That's right. I spent 2 hours zigzagging around the dock in agony. I couldn't understand it until someone said...
Maybe we ought to kill the fish.
Yeah. Have you been through this?
No. Just a wild guess.
Then I spent 3 days on the dock letting the tourists take my picture.
3 days?
Yeah.
What about the smell?
Well, I explained the smell was due to the fact that I hadn't had a chance to have
the smell of the fish.
Oh, I got it stuffed.
Guess it must be difficult to sleep, eh?
Oh, for me, no. My wife, yes.
I guess it can't be easy trying to sleep under 90 pounds of fish.
Well, she prefers that to the sword side. 2 feet of waggling bone can give you a real surprise in the middle of the night.
Gonna have to take your word on that one. So tell me, what's next for you, Dermot?
Well, the boys in the club, they want to mount me.
I guess the movie Deliverance must be a pretty hot rental in Lunenburg.
No, on the wall of the bar.
Oh.
As a tourist attraction.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, there's a lot of secondhand smoke in that bar, and that can seriously harm your health.
Now, Dermot, I gotta ask, why would someone hanging on a barroom wall with 4 feet of rotten swordfish through his guts worry about secondhand smoke?
Because I'm stupid?
No doubt about that, Dermot. See you outdoors.
Hello. Just making a little milkshake. The perfect way to start the day. Now, we have a very busy show today. Later, we'll examine the question of impotency. Is it on the rise? But first, the new Durex Global Survey about sex has been released, and according to Durex, 29% of surveyed couples want their partner to take more initiative. 27% wanted to be more adventurous, and 44% were too tired to have sex after taking the survey. The global survey found in France, people make love on an average of 151 times a year. What the survey doesn't say is they get it over in 1 day so that they can spend the rest of the year insulting tourists. The Canadian frequency of lovemaking is much lower in France because Canadians are preoccupied with managing their RSPs. Now, France and Germany both rated sexy underwear as their biggest turn-on, while Canada rated it second, just behind arriving at the donut store when the fresh Timbits were being put on. The majority of Canadian males surveyed said they were satisfied with the number of times they made love, while the same number of Canadian women said, all things considered, they'd rather be shopping. As for stamina, American men kept going for almost half an hour. 1 minute for lovemaking and 29 minutes of bragging about it. Now, this survey also revealed that on a global average, couples attempt the horizontal mambo 112 times a year, leading me to believe on a global average, couples are lying. 112 times at a half hour. See, that's 56 solid hours. Where was I? Oh, boy, is it hot in here or what? All right, let's move on to my guest today. A new pill to treat impotency has been introduced, and joining me is a man who developed it, Dr. Reimer.
Hello, Sue.
Dr. Reimer, how does this pill of yours work?
Well, you simply take one when needed, and in a few minutes it takes effect.
Is it safe?
Oh, yes. In fact, I've been testing the pill on myself for quite some time now.
How long is it? The research on it?
Well, I started 4 years ago in the lab. I'd often take my work home at night and try different active ingredients. Gradually, after quite a bit of experimenting, I hit on the right formula. The pill reacts with the body's natural enzymes, producing the desired results. However, there is one small side effect. I can't stop my knee from twitching.